Hello! Happy Wednesday, OCEA, and everybody watching. Oh. Hello! Happy Wednesday, OCEA members, everybody watching. Welcome. I'm Emily Grins. I'm your Instructional Vice President.
And I'm LaSauna Ward. I'm your ESP Vice President.
So the vices are taking over today. We want to do some celebrating. We want to catch you up on some big news that we have. And then, as you saw in the description, we want to talk about what it's going to mean if we lose our contract and how do we prevent that from happening, because we've got too much good stuff going on to risk losing it, and we absolutely are not going to let that happen. So We're young, we're new faces, we're here ready to rock and roll,
Yes.
and we're excited to be here with all of you. So some wins from this year. Looking ahead, not next year, the year after, our calendar committee got an extra day of vacation added to the calendar. It's a fourth quarter day off, so it's in April. It's April 25th, I believe,
yes,
of 2025. 25. So that's really good. That was the argument behind that, was that everybody needs a mental health day in April right before testing. It's really stressful. It's good for the kids to have that extra study day if they need it, to have that extra brain break day if they need it. It's good for the teachers too. So we're really excited about that. That's been a big win recently. Of course, you know all about the supplement wins, 2,000 for the teachers, 1,000 for our ESPs, and more coming because we have that guarantee to go back to the bargaining table, which we have done and we will be talking about. We had over 5,000 people sign our petition this year, which was amazing. We had such tremendous community support, such amazing engagement. We were on a ton of different news stations. We have quite a few reporters who follow us pretty regularly now and communicate with us. So we've got a lot of community support for our educators, which is really, really exciting, you know? So those are all the things that we have accomplished. That's like, yes, this is new. We've got it. There's a lot of stuff that we prevented, which is a big thing that people don't think about because you don't see it happening because it was never allowed to happen. So some things that our lovely district tried to do this year that we were able to prevent. And again, it wasn't everyone in the district. It was certain individuals, but that's what the point of a union is, that we represent everybody and make sure that everybody gets fair working conditions. So those mental health trainings, we had some schools trying to force their educators to attend those on Saturdays. Nope, we shut that down. We were able to say that's absolutely a violation of the contract. You cannot do that. And people did not have to, which was a big win for us. We prevented a time change at New Beginnings. Oh my gosh, our OCEA members at New Beginnings stepped up. They did not want that time change. They knew it was not good for them, and more importantly, it was not good for their kids. So they gathered a petition locally at New Beginnings. They communicated respectfully. They showed up at board meetings, and all the other schools that were slated to give time change went through, but because they used their voice and they stood up as OCEA members and said, we don't want this, the board listened and it was prevented. So they're keeping their time, which is huge. That is a huge, huge win. Also, one other win that we got this year that a lot of people don't know about. Last year, we had a lot of people having to stay late for bus duty. As we deal with a bus driver shortage, buses can be very, very late. You know this at middle school. Yeah. You can be sitting at a middle school till 5 o'clock or beyond. But we got contract language added that administrators can give you an OPS contract to pay you for that time. So if your duty stops at 3:45, but you are constantly having to be there until 4:30 to make sure all those kids are supervised and get on the bus, you can get paid for that. Your administrator can write you an OPS contract now. So that's a big, big win for us this year. So it's been a productive year, and we're hoping that everybody understands there's still more to come, and we can't afford to lose this kind of progress. So in the still more to come, we went back to the bargaining table last week. You went with ESPs, I went with instructional, and it was a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. You guys had proposals that you were making. So do you want to talk about that?
They're still actually, well, one thing we are working on is salary increases, and we are not going to settle for less. We're going to go for the highest and try and hopefully meet in the middle. Our bargaining team have absolutely met with each other and said, we're doing it this way. We will like at least between that 15 to 30 cents more, percent more on that, because we know you guys are valuable. We know that everything you do, we thank you for everything you do. And we know that, we ask for you to stand behind us. And the more you stand behind us, the more we stand behind you, and the more we tag team up on them, and they have to give in. So, and hopefully they will give in. But just as being on that, we have also we've worked on laptops. You guys got to remember, a lot of you guys haven't had access to laptops. We have access to laptops. If you do not have access to laptops, you need to contact us. Let your AR know, let the union know, and we will work with that. Our bargaining chief negotiators have been at the table with that, and they are willing to open up having a laptop, some kind of form where you do not have to use your cell phone. That was stated that your cell phone is your personal property, and you should not have to use your own cell phone. As well as there's some more other stuff. I'm going to pass a little bit back, but I have a whole list of stuff that we're working on. Paul Bearer, bereavement time. We're still in negotiating on that. We're not letting these things go. These are some of the positive things for you. You get sick for sick leave. You being able to have sick leave. You got to remember, you and your family get sick. Compassion time. It was not only because of the district, but it was more because of the union. They made sure that your coworkers or your peers can give you time if you ran out of your time, where you don't lose no money, and someone else is being able to help you. So just remember, those things are some of the ESC projects that we're working on for the union. And without you guys, we can't work on them. So just remember that.
Yeah, it's all about team.
That's right.
It's a union. We are united. That's where all of our power comes from. And that power has been strong. So we obviously this year have been fighting for the cost of living adjustment. And as we as instructional went back to the table this week, we were not met with the cost of living adjustment proposal, which we rejected their proposal on that basis that they signed an MOU saying they were going to come negotiate a cost of living adjustment with us, and they did not show up with that. They showed up with the exact same structure that it has been for the last few years of here's your base salary and here's your, basically it feels to me like a commission. Like here's your little bonus for like getting those extra high test scores. It's not the cost of living adjustment that we are asking for. They did understand the amount of frustration and need that our community has in getting higher wages for our instructional staff, because we have been very vocal this year. Our united power has made a difference. So they did come back with those highly effective and effective offers being higher than we've seen in the last few years, which was good. They offered 2,000, so they split it this year, which is also interesting. They split 0 to 12 years into one category and 13 plus years into another category, which again comes back to all of us saying over and over and over that veteran teachers need to be compensated for that time. Professional work requires professional compensation. So 0 to 12 years, if you got an effective rating, they proposed a $1,400 raise. If you had highly effective, they proposed a $2,000 raise. For grandfathered, that is the cutoff at 13 years. So then those 13 years and up people, grandfathered and effective, were proposed at $1,500 as a raise. And for highly effective with 13 years or more was proposed for $2,500, so $2,500. Our frustration with that is the difference between being 12 years effective and 13 years effective is only $100 difference. So for me, I can work 8 more years and get an extra $100. Like that's really not compensating our veteran teachers. That it's just kind of like, I don't know, like a thorn in the side of like, we acknowledge that you're experienced. and it's worth $100, which is frustrating because especially as young educators, like, where do we go from here? What's there to look forward to? How do you know that you're going to be valued and if you stick it out in this career? But we know that the district is trying, and they are listening to us come back and say these things, because at the bargaining table, they were receptive to some of our ideas. We have hopefully proposed a new bargaining date to be able to come back and do some summer bargaining to keep moving forward with this and to push to find some new solutions. But we want to make sure that they understand that we aren't going anywhere, because the need of our employees is not going anywhere. The economy is not going back to normal. Things are not getting cheaper, so we cannot be settling with any less. We're here because, like at one of the board meetings, the last board meeting where we had the letters, I was talking to everybody, hey, thanks for coming out. And there was a woman I had never seen before, and she said, oh, I'm here today because for the first time I can't pay my bills. And I've been teaching for 14 years, and I just realized I had to come out and I had to let people know. And it was heartbreaking because, investing 14 years in a profession and then trying to do your best every day, be responsible with your money, and the economy gets so out of hand, your employer doesn't compensate you, and you find yourself going negative in your bank account is a really devastating situation to be in. And we need that empathy for our employees to be prevalent from our leaders. And right now, we're trying to hold them accountable for that. So that gets harder with the new law that we have. SB 256, Senate Bill 256 passed into law officially, signed by the governor. It is what we are now facing. It has two major things that affect us. So the first, as members, is e-dues. We can no longer take payroll deductions. So payroll is not going to be pulling union deductions next year. We have to get everybody switched over before you leave campus for the summer. We need you switched over to e-dues. That is how your dues will be pulled directly from your bank account. It's safe, it's secure. We can talk you through all the logistics. You probably have 1,000 emails from us. And if you don't have 1,000 emails from us, that means we don't have the right email address for you. So please comment down below. Let us know if you need us to send you the correct information. You can also email Osceola, CEA @gmail.com, and we will send you that link because we need everybody converted before the end of the school year. If you are not converted by August 1st, you will no longer be a member because we will no longer be able to pull dues for you. So please. Volume is very low. I can use my teacher voice. I can try. So right now we have 1,436 people converted, but we need 2,866 people to get converted. So we're about halfway there, and we are working on it. Oh, sorry, it's hard to hear. We can see, we're trying to get it changed. There you go. Teacher voice. Okay. All right, James. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hopefully you were able to hear all of our spieling earlier. Well, we don't know.
Well, can you hear us now? If you can, wave your hand in the comments.
All right. We'll keep rolling.
So I did forget a couple things, but I just want to let you know. So it was the bargaining team that actually played around with our lovely salary from 6 pages? 6 pages to at least 1 pager. And then the district wanted to play around with it as well. So just remember, everything we're doing here for the union as one, we are doing it for you. It is all for you. We just need all of your help. So let's get on one accord and be together. We are united as one. And I can guarantee you, we can help each other by using our numbers. The numbers Tell It All. We understand everyone has jobs, extra jobs, have to work. We're trying for us not to. This is where we have to open up our mouths and action, like put it into play. And I can guarantee you, they cannot stop us. And our numbers will show it, and they would have to open up. Please, please, please. EDU is I know a lot of people are worried about it and say, let me tell you something. I changed mine over. Guess what? It comes out once a month. I get my receipt right then. Twice a month. Sorry. I always think mine's once. Twice a month. And it comes out, and my email comes to me. My text message comes to me telling me I have security. Remember, union is a security blanket for you and for your position.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things we know is making life really difficult for our elementary teachers is getting all of our books scanned into Beanstack. We know that the law has a challenge to it right now. So FEA, which is our state education association, which we are all a part of by being a part of our local, you're automatically a part of the state. And they have filed a state rules challenge on the book banning law, saying that it is an overextension, an overinterpretation of the law to say that classroom libraries fall under this law, because the law was originally written with the intent that was not the case, that it meant a school library. So that rules challenge has been presented before the court, and they are waiting on a verdict for that. We should see that coming out sometime in June. So that's just another reminder of the power of a union. But our union power is being threatened by the EDUs and also by the law that has the provision that we need 60% membership in order to have our union continue. So FEA has put in a federal complaint because that law is in conflict with the federal law that is 50% union membership. But right now we are dealing with the law that's on the books that is 60% union membership here in Florida. So we are working really, really, really hard to get people converted to become union members, to join our ranks. And we really need everyone in that. What does it mean if we don't get to 60%? It's not great. So if we do not get to 60%, we lose our collective bargaining rights, is the way the law is written right now. What does collective bargaining rights mean? Right now, if the district decides they want to do something, two things can happen. It can be a management right, where they are the boss, they get to do it, nobody really gets to challenge it. Or it can be something that is collectively bargained. That would be something that impacts your wages or your working condition. So in a big dramatic way. If we lose collective bargaining, it is all management right. So there is no power for the employee to have a voice and say, no, you can't do that. So like those Saturday trainings that some schools were saying, you have to do that this year. And we said, no, that's working conditions. We have to collectively bargain that. And we have a contract that says you can't make people work on Saturdays. So they had to stop. That would go away. So to get into all the nitty gritty on what exactly would go away, we're going to bring in our president-elect, Janet Moody, and she's going to talk some logistics.
Hello, everyone. I hope I'll have my teacher voice on because I want to show you our contract. This is what I tell people. This is what we live and work by in Osceola County if you're instructional. This is what you live and work by if you are an ESP paraprofessional. And these have your working conditions. They have what you've earned. And this particular book right here is a product of work from years and years back. Recently, I found out that Bill Kaufman, who the retired principal, was the first president of our association. So he is the first individual who ever started with negotiating with the district and what went into this book. And since that time, we've had quite a few presidents and quite a few chief negotiators, and every person has contributed with a team of individuals to what you now have. So I know in my time here in the district, one of the big things that I know that we did was for pre-planning days. We have 5 pre-planning days. 3 of them are for the district and 2 are for you. If we do not keep our union strong with our 60% and get everyone switched to EDUs, that piece of contract language is going to do this. It's going away because our contract is going away. Another thing that's big in our contract is your right to plan with either by yourself or collaboratively with your peers. Your right to plan would be this, right there. If the district wants to hold a faculty meeting and it be after school hours, it's gone. You would have to do what the district says, where now it's usually a Wednesday afternoon on a PLC, and they call it a whole staff PLC. It would be gone. It would go away if the district wanted to do it, because basically it's all management rights. But I was going through and I was reading through the contract. I was also thinking, oh gosh, I can remember the days when we used to have to eat lunch with our students. Guess what? Gone. It will disappear. I can't lift that page. Lift that page. I don't have other notes. So there, another one, gone, right? I hope you're getting the point, because if you have not taken a look at this book right here, your contract, it's online for the school district page. Look at that. I'm going to get good at this before long. So this right here will be something that you guys, anything that's in this book would be something the district could take from you and say management rights, and you're going to work at will for them the way that they want you to work for them. So when we say it's 124 pages long of lots of things, if you don't know what those things are and you don't know what your rights are as an employee, then you can find this online and you can go in and you can read it. And you really do want to do that, because when I tell you that we are in a situation where SB 256 gave us 2 things to do: switch to EDUs, and that was signed into law 2 weeks ago, and they gave us 60% membership. Now, we're very close to the 60% membership in instructional. We're at 36% with our paraprofessionals, so we have some work to do there, but we're very close with our instructional. But if we don't get people switched to EDUs, none of that's going to matter, because everyone who is having payroll deduction, come July 1st, you cannot have payroll deduction. It is the law. I'm sure the district is not any happier about it than we are, because I think they liked that deduction so that they could keep track of us. This is going to take away their ability to track us and who is in the union and who is not in the union. So we just want to get it done. So this is our last full week of school. Some of you have been receiving this letter right here. This letter here tells you, there, you got me. So this letter here tells you what the dues are by the year. And it also tells you that you need to get this taken care of. And I will say to you, you can reach me by email. You can reach me by telephone. It's out there. If you need your link, please let me know. You still will get your first month free. That means the month of August will be free if you become a member before next Tuesday. Okay? Not your e-dues. But your dues will be free if you become a new member by next Tuesday. Okay?
For 1 month, y'all. 1 month. Y'all got 1 month. Y'all got actually 4 days.
4 days.
4 working school days. Let's get this right. To get in, to become a new member, on top of changing over your e-dues, because it is crucial. Very, very crucial. And then you get 1 month free of being a new member and getting the prizes. And when I tell you being a union member, there's perks. But just so you know, ESPs, we have to get up to 60%. We're at 36. You see this lovely little one that our chief negotiator had brought in and the bargaining team? I'm going to have to get another one later, but see ya. I'm going to even give you this. You know this nice little MOU that we had done? Guess what? No more. Okay, wait. Everything we worked on with bereavement leave, pallbearer leave, sick leave. Oh, most important of your laptops. On top of your personal leave, you will say bye-bye.
Signing in and out.
Signing in and out. Oh yes, signing in and out. Some of you had issues where you have to put your kids on a bus, but then your signing out is way far over. Guess what? That's about to start where you're going to have to be on Chronos. That nice little badge you have, swipe. It's not going to be able to be negotiated. You will have to do it. You will be docked. They will not give you overtime. Guess what? These are all of some of the main things that you have to worry about. Oh, not on top of that. You know your 9 days of your sick leave for your 9 months, you know, your 10 months, your 11 months, and 12 months. They can change that anytime they want. So just remember, all of the things that you're working on, or that we as the union members and bargaining teams is working on, all that goes.
We wouldn't even
go
have
bye-bye out the birdies.
We wouldn't have an organization to sit at a bargaining table to bargain for you. And another thing is your insurance. Right now, as part of our contract, every employee in our district gets at least one of our plans must remain free for the employee. That is part of your contract. If your contract goes away, so does that benefit, should the district decide that that's what they want to do. And it would be whatever you guys already know how hard they fight to keep that money in their bank account and out of yours. So we really need everyone to understand that this is urgent. We do need you to get that e-due switched over, and that needs to be as soon as possible.
And Sue, you are right. Subbing. You won't get no subbing. On top of being able to leave early on a holiday. That's a no-no. They'll keep you all till the end of your shift. Also remembering that if your professional development days, those days are all going to be gone. They will make you work. So I suggest, hope, pray that we bond together as one, and let's get on the road.
So I think that's all. I'm getting thumbs up over here that we've covered the material tonight. So we are going to sign off and say to you, please reach out to us. If you do not have your link, reach out, contact anyone that you know that can get you to us, because we want to help you do that. If you get a text message to your phone that says Florida Education Association e-due portal link, that is probably from one of us. It's not a scam. Please sign up, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what button is that. I was looking for it.